Hello, my beautiful tribe. Welcome back. Welcome to anyone who's new. I'm Kelly from Deep Soul Tarot. This is a new series I'm starting that I've wanted to do for a while. I'm starting it, see how it goes. It's called Soul Searching. It's basically a time for us to reflect and think about what we've been through, the life lessons we've learned, and how we can implement that to help us move forward. I am doing this at the time of the waxing gibbous moon, which is a time of reflection. And it is a time to look back on our life lessons that we've learned and the internal growth that has come from them. So for this reading and for this time, I am asking that you use this to adjust your current goals and your life path accordingly. Okay? So I couldn't decide if I wanted to do a specific spread or just, I'm going to do it freestyle. I decided to do it freestyle. I do have a specific spread I wanted to do, so if we need more information, maybe I can do that, or maybe I can do it as I'm keeping that in mind as we're doing this. It's just a 4-card spread, so it's nothing huge. But I just kind of wanted to get on Sundays. I'm going to be doing these on Sundays. So maybe for those of you who don't have anything planned on a Sunday, maybe you're staying home and you want to do a little have some you time and do some I don't say self-improvement, self-awareness time. Okay, so this is going to be a general read, so it may not resonate for all of you. Just keep that in mind. Just take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If you don't have time to watch the full video right now, I do highly recommend that you save the video, pause it, save it, and then watch the rest later, as I feel that there are some important messages throughout the whole reading that can benefit, I think, pretty much everyone. So, and this is a timeless read, so even though I am recording this during the waxing gibbous moon in July, it's the very beginning of July. Well, today it's for July 2nd, really, because right now when I'm recording it, tomorrow is the full moon. And I will be doing a full moon reading also. And I did some readings during the week. I did one for the first quarter moon and energies during the week. So if you want to go back and check those out, you can do that too to kind of help you in your situations. Okay, we're going to do one more shuffle and we'll start. See how this goes. Okay. All right. So basically it's just a collective read, but it's based on soul searching. Okay. Sunday soul searching, or soul searching Sunday, is how I'm going to have it on the title page or whatever, the description of the videos. But this will be every Sunday, okay? I am going to post them fairly early for those people who may be early birds. I'm not, but I'll have it posted tomorrow early. So I'm doing this a day before. So it can be posted early in the morning. Holy crap. Well, there's one card that came out, and it was the Emperor, and popped in reverse right onto my chest, if we must know. So I'm going to do this as the cards that come out. So I had a certain spread in mind. I'll just kind of use it in that format, so to speak. Well, there's a whole bunch that came out. So oh, that's a lot. Okay. So the bottom of the deck is the Nine of Pentacles, with the Eight of Pentacles. This is very interesting that these came out together. What's underneath that? The Hierophant. Well, let's just put these aside for a minute and focus on these. Now, I'm just going to pre-warn you that my videos tend to be about a half an hour long. And that's because I like to get down to the nitty-gritty and down and dirty in these readings. So I don't like to whiz through them. So it usually ends up being half an hour. So if you want to pause, get yourself drinks, some snacks, whatever you want to do, or you got to go make a coffee like I just did. Decaf right now because it's, later, but you might want to do that. But I'm just going to pre-warn you there. Okay, so what I'm hearing specifically, focusing on yourself, your independence. It's ironic this came out because I saw this card and immediately I felt like we were doing soul searching. Right now it's soul searching, spending that time alone. Kind of like the hermit, being in hermit mode, and working on yourself, working on your stuff, and looking for some spiritual guidance, whether that be through these readings or through your higher guides and masters, whoever you look to for guidance. And then you have the Seven of Pentacles, which I see in this deck at least, that it's a card of doing some life inventory, looking at the things that we've come this far. This is what I have done up to this point in my life. Some of the stuff worked. I reaped the benefits of that. But there were other things that didn't quite work the way I had hoped they would, or just didn't work out at all. And it was just, I had to just sort of abandon those ideas. Now it's taking a moment to think about it. Not too long, but still maybe sowing, obviously our journeys are not over. Our lives, that we have a very long, hopefully for some of us, a long path. And if not in this lifetime, maybe the next one. So it's not like it's over, okay? Maybe done in this lifetime, but still be going on to the next one. And coming back to learn some of those lessons we didn't learn before. Seven of Pentacles, taking inventory of our life and trying to decide where we want to, our next step, where we want to plant that next seed. And regardless of what's going on, moving forward, once we figure out where, so we're doing a little soul searching here. Like I said, the full moon is coming. So this is a good time to reflect on things in our life so we can start planning for that full moon. And like I said, I'll be doing a reading tomorrow for the full moon on the 3rd. And but these readings, being that they're timeless, if you're watching this past that, I will reference to this time period, but it really is like 30 days from whenever you're watching this, okay? Specifically a time period of maybe a week or two and moving forward, which a month and moving forward, however you want to look at it. Everything happens in divine timing, so everything happens differently for all of us. So, the Five of Pentacles over here. So if you feel like something in your life is lacking, you're lacking something. So social contact, love, something in your work, just in your life in general, personally. Maybe your passions, you're ignoring some of your passions, or not able to. That's what we're going to focus on here, okay? So we're going to focus on our independence and what we can do for ourselves right now and how we can work on it with some spiritual guidance, some sort of mentor, teacher, doing inventory in our life, and then how we can proceed and move forward. This all kind of came out in a nice little neat package here. So we'll start with the king. I don't know why I said king, but the Emperor card in reverse. So there's right off the bat, I hear, collective, that there are some of us that we have, we know right off the bat that there are things in our lives that we feel like we don't have control over. We wish we had control over, but we don't. Okay, so we're going to work with these cards now. Oh, High Priestess, 10 of Wands, 5 of Wands. Ooh, 5 of Swords. Tower. There's some pretty interesting energy here, I'm not going to lie. Alright, well, we'll go through. King of Wands. Ooh, the King of Pentacles and the Devil. Let's move these up a little bit. I need to get myself another table thingy because this thing moves all the time and it drives me crazy. Let's start with the High Priestess here. No, we're not going to start with the High Priestess and we're going to start with the meat in here of the reading. In fact, I'm going to put the Kings down here. We got some masculine energy. I got some devilish energy here. So I'm feeling like this is connected and these may be connected somehow. Well, first of all, we have turmoil in our life. We have a battle going on in some of our lives. Maybe a tower moment has happened, or for some of you, I'll let you know ahead, there's a tower moment that may happen. Now, whether that happens to you, or you make something happen in your life that causes some sort of shake-up all of a sudden. The tower is about drastic change. And I'm hearing that, well, change is definitely needed. Somebody's trying to stop you from doing something. That's what I'm hearing here. Somebody's trying to stop you, and they're trying to stop you for selfish reasons. They're not thinking about your best interest. So if some of you are dealing with a very selfish person, self-centered, they may be the ones that are trying to control you. Maybe this is a control issue. For others of you, because let me go back to that, I'm sorry. I just heard something else. That although there may be arguments happening, they're trying to control you with words. Very sharp words that they know that are affecting you. Whether you're leaving, you're moving, or you're leaving, separating from someone or people, family, whatever, somebody in that mix. Because this is like a competition card, you know, it can be competition. So you're doing something for yourself, for once, collective. And some people are just not on board with that, but it's for, again, for selfish reasons. They're not thinking, oh, okay, this is better for so-and-so. And as hard as it is for me, I'm just going to let them go. They're thinking, no, you know, I don't want them to go. I don't know if that has anything to do with anybody here. But, okay, let's get down to masculine energy here. There's no gender in tarot. So masculine energy, it can be a female as well as a male. Okay, I'm just going to point that out for anyone who may be wondering. Your gut's telling you something. You know something better about this situation. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to use the 4 spread. But I'll use those cards maybe to clarify on the side or something to that effect. Maybe. With the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles here, if you see the 2 cards, neither one is looking at it, you know, in the same direction. They're looking in 2 different, totally different directions. So, for some of you, your passion, what you really want, is telling you one thing. You want to go in this direction, but then this energy, the King of Pentacles, is tapping into your loyalty. So there may be a guilt trip put on you. Well, how can you leave me now when blah, blah, blah? And this is becoming such a burden for you. Such a burden. So, how do I want to do this? I'm going to put these up here for a minute. Sorry, didn't think this through. This was just kind of I decided to do. And trying to decide if I would use these cards. I'll shuffle them anyways because I'll be using to clarify. I think I'm going to use those cards over there. But these are already pre-shuffled, as you've seen. So that's ready to go when I'm ready to use them. Yeah, I'm going to leave the 9 of Pentacles there. And let's just see. Let me shuffle it one more time. Oh, not that way. My hands are too small to shuffle these cards. Those are like a smaller, those are like a regular size playing deck. So the first card, we're going to try to get 4 cards here, okay? We're going to take the first card, is going to be the problem at hand here. And this is what you need to think about, reflect on, okay? And then it was expectations. Well, we'll do it as we go along. So this is the problem at hand right now for you, for some of you, for the collective. For some of us in the collective, this is the problem at hand. Well, I did a pre-thing before I started, just to kind of get some energies. And I got the Knight of Swords, which is here now, the Knight of Swords, the 7 of Cups, and the Sun. And the energy I got from that, because the 7 of Cups was behind the Knight of Swords, is you're running away from trying to from making a decision that ultimately was going to be good for you. With the Sun card there, it was like not wanting to make this decision. You have the options to make this decision. So the problem to me is you're running away from something. You're running away from taking, I'm going to say control, but putting your life, taking your life into your own hands, or trying to, how do I put this into words? Doing what you think other people, this King of Pentacles energy, doing what you don't want to disappoint you don't want to disappoint people. For some of you, we're in an energy and we don't want to disappoint people. You have a certain idea of what you want or what you should do. You have an idea of what you should do. I don't know, because this is interesting. And let me get on the bottom of the deck. The Page of Wands. It's like you're waiting for someone to tell you what you should do. I'm going to show you that card underneath that in a minute here. You're talking to your wand here. So you're talking to yourself because you don't know what to do, or you don't want to you don't want to have to be the one to make that decision. And so that's the problem, because you're running away from it when you need to face it. You need to take control of this situation. It's your issue to deal with, your life, and your decision to make about your life. How other people perceive your decision, unless you're outright hurting people, which I don't feel like you are, then this Page of Wands is waiting for someone else to make a decision, almost like you're waiting for someone to tell you, well, this is what you should do. No, this is the Knight of Pentacles. This is your decision and your decision only. And it's time to walk away from that which is no longer emotionally serving you. It's draining you. See? Waiting for some sign, waiting for, let's get the expectations you have out of this, and this wanted to come out, so we're gonna, now there's two cards here, so we'll take them both. There are two cards. First one that came out, Queen of Wands. Wow, okay. And the Two of Swords. Well, isn't that just appropriate? Queen of Wands, which is appropriate. Queen of Wands is all about stepping into your own power. Feminine energy. But again, doesn't matter what your gender is. Appropriately enough, the Two of Swords is at a crossroads, at a decision to make. See how the person's crossing their heart? They don't want to get involved with the emotional aspect of it, but there is some sort of emotional part of it with the King of Wands here. And now the Queen. Well, interesting. We have the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine here. So it could be possibly a relationship or a partnership of some sort. Doesn't have to be, but you have both counterparts here. Just as a side note, that is twin flame energy also for anybody who may be dealing with twin flame energy. Your expectations from this is, I think you know in your heart, you deserve to be happy. You deserve to follow what makes you happy and follow the passion within you, whatever that may be. But for some reason, you're running away from it. And like I said in that mini reading, it was just 3 cards came out. I did it freestyle, so 3 cards came out. There might have been a few other cards I don't remember. I may remember as if they pop out here. It's as if you were running away from making that decision because you don't want to be the bad guy here. But, so here's the thing. With the High Priestess down here, and now the Two of Wands, it's time to, again, we're doing soul searching here. Remember that, we're doing some soul searching. It's time to reflect on the situation, your feelings, in your soul. Go down into your soul. The answers are within you. That's what soul searching is all about. It has nothing to do with external forces around you. Even if you're getting some flack for it, even if things aren't ideal, there is a path for you and you alone, and there's a divine timing. Now is the time to make some, not right now. Right now is the time to reflect. But tomorrow, as the full moon hits, then you may want to make this decision, come to some sort of conclusion. Right now, it could be about, or whenever you're watching this, it's reflect on it before you make a decision. You want to make sure you make the right decision. Okay, That's understandable, but trust your intuition. Okay? And the bottom of the deck, there it is. There's those Seven of Cups that I was talking about. And you're keeping yourself trapped in a situation. You are keeping yourself trapped in your situation. Okay? We are. Some of us are. Maybe myself included. I don't know. Probably. In some way in my life. Keeping yourself, the thoughts that you have about this. Loyalty and dedication is, I'm the same way for some of you. You're all, I'm loyal to the death. If you're my person, you're my tribe, someone I really care about, I will put my life on the line. I would step in front of if someone's going to shoot, I would take the bullet so the person doesn't get shot. I'm that kind of person. But at the same time, and I'll give you a brief example. I won't get into the story. Issue with my mother. We've had issues my whole life. We had moments where we got along, but my mom was very toxic. She's still around, so she is still toxic. I just don't talk to her. And the last thing that happened, this has been 11, 12 years ago. I can't remember exactly how long, but it's in that 11 or 12. I finally cut off completely. Sadly, I had to. She and my sister, both toxic. And although on one side of me says, but she's your mother, but my other side of me, my rational side of me says, yeah, because things like this has happened more than once, so it's not like all of a sudden I just up and left. I was like, and this was pretty bad, what happened this last time, the way she went about doing things, and where my life went from there, and the things I had to endure because of that. And it's a long story, but I'm just making a point that I knew that I had to make this decision, because there's no way, if I go back, I'll be sucked into that toxicity again. And I honestly have had enough. It's been too. So it was a decision I had to make that I didn't want to have to make, but I feel like I had no choice. Okay, now it's made me probably a stronger and more resilient individual because of it, but yeah, I wish things could have been different, but she's not that kind of person to resolve issues rationally. So, anyway, and she's not on drugs, she doesn't drink, none of that. That's just the way she is. Okay, so the reality of the situation here, I don't need to do that. The reality of the situation. And then I may clarify a few cards in the original reading. Well, there's no reality here. Maybe we're all supposed to be in a dream world in this situation. All right, let's see what we have here. We have the Nine of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. I want to start with the Nine of Wands. So our expectations, coming from our expectations, is we want to have the power in our life. We want to have that control over that aspect of our life, but yet not willing to make a decision to do so. Okay? So your expectations, you want things to happen, but you don't want to have to make a choice. And unfortunately, and for some of you in this particular situation, there has to be a choice in order for you to be able to move forward. Does that make sense? Whatever that choice is, whether you're going to eliminate someone from your life, or maybe it's some other, because it's been a burden for you, okay, and it's just not going to work out. And this is the Nine of Swords. So, the Nine of Wands. I'm sorry, the Nine of Wands. Which you have the Ten of Wands here. So you've been wounded. This is the Wounded Warrior card. You've been wounded by this situation. But the reality is, and you're feeling a little defensive, like this may be an argument that happens over and over and over and over and over. And it's like at some point you have to stand and realize that, yes, I'm wounded, but it's my choice to step away from the battleground. That the fight is over. The war's over. This war is over. It's time to keep going. Don't give up. I mean, don't give up the fight. That's what I heard. Don't give up the fight for yourself. Not necessarily, you can't make other people do what you want them to do. You can't make people see things that they aren't willing to open their eyes and see. Just like my mother. I would love to be able to sit down and have a conversation with her. I know that's not how it's going to go. It never went like that. It always ended up being she got defensive, she started fighting, and I'm like, holy crap. And I sat down calmly. I didn't even go in, I went diplomatic, let's put it that way. But anyways, this is the end of the burden here. So it's time to reflect on what it is, because this is a turning point for you. The wheel is turning. Things are shifting. Something is changing in this. The reality is something's changing here. But if you don't make some sort of decision, if there hasn't been some sort of tower moment that's happened in your life, it is going to happen. And it's not going to be a good one. It's going to be, that toxicity is always going to be there. You're always going to have these petty arguments. You're always going to have these battles. You're always going to have tower moments, because it's just never going to end. Slowly but surely get yourself out of there. So maybe right now, the new full moon coming, or whenever you're watching this, take it step by step. Step at a time, because by doing so, you're going to celebrate. You're going to be ultimately happy by doing that. Now, the guidance, so this is kind of like some advice, the guidance, and then I will touch on clarifying. Holy crap. Well, this is going to be a bit of a longie. So, because we're almost at a half an hour. There's the Ace of Wands. I was going to bring that up. The 9 to the 10 is the Ace of Wands. Your guidance. Oh, look at this. And the 7 of Wands. So let's start with the Ace of Wands. Oh, no, we'll do the 7 of Wands here. You feel like you always have to defend yourself somehow. But you're in a good position here. Stand your ground. You are strong enough to defend yourself. These are minor battles, really. They may feel like big battles, but they're not really. And at some point, you're going to have to get some sort of inspiration, idea. The universe is offering you a new beginning here by telling you, trust your instinct. It's time to make a decision and do something about this situation. And the bottom of the deck here, strength. Strength. 9 of Cups. When you stand up and stand in your power, the Queen of Wands, stand in your power, independent of what other people think, independent of their opinions, the guilt trips they may put on you, you will then not only get strength, but get the ultimate happiness that on your own. So you're going to realize that although, it may be hard if it's people that you have to separate from, I'm going to do the 5 and the 5 of Wands and the 5 of Swords together. These may be people you don't want to separate from. I mean, there could be for some of you, there could be some sort of whether it's a relationship or family, maybe even a friend or friends that use substances, whether it's alcohol, drugs, and it's hard to be around that, And you got the King of Pentacles here for the 5. Oh yes, the 5 of Wands and the 5 of Swords. The King of Pentacles, you have that twice here. Again, the King of Pentacles is loyal and is very resilient and dedicated to the cause. And but the King of Pentacles isn't stupid either. The King of Pentacles is very wise and knows where the best. Well, first of all, the King of Pentacles knows that in order to be present in a healthy way in all aspects. Now, this is masculine energy in his life. He himself has to be present, present with every aspect of his life on his own. And once he's grounded, he's not going to let his emotions overtake him. He's got passion, he's got drive, he's not going to let that overtake him. Sometimes the King of Pentacles can be a bit of a workaholic, so their work and their dedication to that and having a secure environment is important to them. But they're not going to let their thoughts go astray. They're not going to let their emotions go, bubble up and take over. They're very grounded. And they think about this, and they know they are only going to make decisions that are going to be good for them, their kingdom, their life, and the people around them. Now, sometimes, as in interventions, people have to separate. If someone does have an addiction, sometimes you have to separate from them and say, listen, I'm not going to sit here and watch you kill yourself. If you ever watch Intervention, they say that. And so sometimes it's like tough love. This is tough love. So the Pentacles, although they are very, the King isn't as emotional as the Queen would be, but they have a lot of good qualities. They like to help people and are about humanity and stuff like that. And but they know they're not going to surround themselves with people that are going to alter their security, their kingdom, their life. They're just not going to allow it. They're grounded. There's nothing that person can cry, the person can say whatever they want, the person can try to push buttons, but the King of Pentacles energy, very stoic, very not going to happen. This is my life. If you want to do that in your life, that's fine. That's your choice. This is my life, and I don't want that part in it. So I'm just pointing that out for anybody who is going through some battles here. There's the Hierophant again. So you actually may, we're going to do the Tower. I don't want to do too many because it's going to, Tower, Devil, and then, I don't know if I'll do any more beyond that. Let's do the Tower and the Devil possibly, probably. Maybe the Two of Swords, just to get the decision. So this is a good time to, like I can't say, this is about reflection. This is about, what life lessons are you learning from this, or have you learned? Think about that. This is about reflecting on life lessons. The Hierophant came back with the Tower. One thing I just heard specifically for, I don't know who this may resonate for. Your religious background, your morals, your values, your ethics that stem from more than likely religious, we'll stick with the religious background, but it could just be in general, are not to, desert people and give up on people, do unto others maybe as you would have them do unto you, so that kind of thing. But that kind of, I don't want to say that kind of thinking, if someone is being toxic, that kind of thinking has a codependent background to it. But you may need some spiritual guidance or some sort of mentor, somebody that you can talk to. After doing some thinking, if you realize, I want to get out of this situation, but I just don't know how, and I may need help. And I'm just going to say this on a side note. If this is a domestic situation, and I'm sorry if it is, but sometimes people get into that, and it's very hard for the person, the abusee, the person that's being abused, to get out of that many times. And so you may want to try to go somewhere that works with, and I'm not going to say he or she, because I know instances, I've known people where the female was beating up on the male, and the male was a pretty burly dude, but I saw her do it. She would hit him with things like, like a bat or something that was heavy, and he was a gentle soul. He wasn't like that. And so, anyways, but I'm just saying, so if it's something like that, but there's something here that if you don't seek some sort of help, the Tower moment may just happen. I'm going to get some energy for the Devil here. Two of Cups, yeah. It's just Two of Cups. I'm hearing is find somebody that you can talk to and you trust. Now, Two of Cups, this could be a love situation. So if it is domestic, get yourself out of there, and especially if you have kids, but get yourself out of there. All right? There are people and organizations that can help you. Where I'm at, they have organizations that will, house you or whatever. If you need to get out of there and you have no place to go, or you want to get away, you don't want the person to know who you are, and they will keep you there without, no one knows that you're there, that kind of thing. So if there's anybody out there dealing with that, please, 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 go seek someone or an organization or someone you can trust and get out of that. But for other of you, if it isn't that drastic, that you have to really think about how this is affecting your life, your health, mental health, physical health. Can't concentrate at work. Maybe you're depressed. Do that soul searching. All right, we're going to do the devil card here. I can get a card. We'll just do this one here because it's sticking out. King of Cups. Okay, so what I'm hearing from many of you, this is emotionally based. That there may be some sort of emotional attachment to a person, these people, a situation. The King of Cups is about emotional maturity. So with this soul searching, definitely tap into your inner self, your emotions, and really listen to your intuition. Listen to what your gut's telling you. Because I know that for some of you, you're knowing that you need to get away from this. You just don't know how, or you need to get away from this and you just don't want to make that decision. It's your decision to make. And you're going to feel so much better. You maybe just need some time away by yourself. All right, we have the Eight of Wands, and this is quick energy. So I'm hearing that after doing some reflection, that it's very quickly, because things are going to escalate. They may be small petty arguments now, but it's going to be a full blown out war at some point, and it's going to be devastating to everyone involved. But for you collective, yeah. Okay. I wasn't ready yet, but the Four of Cups and the Six of Swords came out. So, there's more here. Sorry. Four of Cups. Yes, this is upsetting you very much. You may be very depressed. Nine of Wands. Again, the wounded warrior. You're just going to keep going through these battles over and over. The Six of Pentacles, you're giving to a situation that is not balanced. It's not, they don't have it to give back to you. And, that may just be their background, their life background. I don't know. The Six of Swords, it's time to get out of there. It's time to gather your thoughts and get out of there. I wanted something for I'm going to separate these. I wanted something for the Two of Wands. Okay. Two of Wands. Well, can you tell me about the Two of Wands, Spirit? For the soul searching. Page of Pentacles on the bottom. Let me start with these. Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles can also be about indecision. Juggling two, I could do this or I could do this. Which one do I want to do? I don't know. If I do this, blah, blah, blah. Or what if I stay, blah, blah, blah. You have to choose one. You have the Two of Wands. This is the Two of Swords. I'm hearing fight for yourself. I keep hearing that, fight for yourself. That battle with them is not over, but it's a losing battle. So it's time for you to fight for yourself. You need to come to some conclusion. And with those pentacles, when you make that decision, you take that pentacle and you go forward and don't take your eye off of it. Keep that goal in mind. This is where I want my life to go. I don't want to be stuck in this, and you're going to be successful at it. My beautiful collective, my soul tribe, anyone who's joined, thank you for tuning in. This is a time to fight for yourself. And it's almost 40 minutes, so I'm not gonna dwell on that. This was longer than I anticipated. Maybe I'll think through and do a smaller, like a spread or something. But this was kind of random. But I hope it was helpful for some of you. And again, if you watch to the end, good for you. Or if you saved it and watched the rest of it later, good for you. Anyways, I hope this was helpful for you. This is what I have. Remember, fight for yourself. Fight for yourself here. There's some decision that needs to be made. And in order for you to be successful, just don't lose sight of that. Don't lose sight of that. As hard as it may be as you're going through it. Join me tomorrow for the full moon reading. Maybe we can get some more energies, and it won't be this long. It'll probably be a half an hour, though, but it won't be this long. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Again, I hope this helped you. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below. Would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you again in the next one. Peace out.